Thank you so much. As Craig said earlier, we really appreciate you all taking the time to join us this afternoon. You know, Dirk, thank you for the accomplishments. You know, those accomplishments are as much of yours as they are mine, or the players that wear our uniform. You know, how does that happen? You know, first you have to have good players that are going to represent our university the right way. We have to have committed donors and fan support for our players. And finally, we have to have a committed university and athletic administration, which we most definitely do. You know, Craig had mentioned that he gets those emails on Monday mornings of some suggestions. My suggestions actually come during the game. I hear them all the time, saying that's fine, you know. So Craig, I get those ones immediately. At least you get a chance to process them a little bit. You know, sticking with Craig, you know, I remember back in 2003, in the summer of 2003, when Craig gave me a call and wanted to sit down and chat with me about the position here as the head coach at Virginia. And you know, a lot of you wouldn't know this, but Craig and I met in a hotel in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was there doing some recruiting. He flew in town, and him and I spent 2 or 3 hours together in the lobby of this hotel. And you know, I found out very, very quickly that his vision and plan for this athletic department, but specifically for the baseball program, was right in line with what I wanted to do with this baseball program, what I thought could be accomplished. So it didn't take me very long to figure it out that, you know, this was a place that could be really successful in baseball, and there was a leader in place to allow that to happen. You know, a lot of people make promises in the coaching world and what I do, and very few of them live up to every one of them. And I can stand in front of you today and tell you in the 9 years as the coach at Virginia that man, Craig Littlepage, has lived up to every one of those things that he told me in that lobby in that hotel in Cincinnati, and it certainly made a difference in our program. So thank you, Craig. I'd like to share with you a little bit about that vision. I'd like to share with you a little bit about that vision and that plan that Craig and I talked about, you know, 9 years ago, and you know, the status of where we're at today and the things that we discussed. And the first one was, and I think this would be no different than probably any other coach in our department about what their plan and their vision is for their program. The first one is we've got to recruit the top student athletes that we possibly can that are going to represent the University of Virginia the right way. You know, that's what we want as coaches, that's what our administration wants, that's what our university wants, and that's what you want as donors and fans of our program. You know, I'm proud to tell you that almost every year, 50% of our team makes the academic honor roll. In every player that has exhausted their eligibility in our uniform has graduated from the university. Thank you. From an athletic standpoint, our current second-year class was ranked as one of the top 20 recruiting classes in the country. Our current first-year class that has 14 players in it, I saw in one publication, was ranked the 10th best recruiting class in the country. So we obviously have some very good, talented young players in the program right now that are doing very, very well academically and representing us the right way. We have an exciting recruiting class committed to us that unfortunately I can't talk about, but there's a handful of individuals in that class that we're going to have a long next 9 months with to see if they're going to end out choosing to attend the university or whether they're going to go into professional baseball. But it's going to be a very, very good and exciting class. So that's one area that's really changed a lot in the sport of baseball, is this, you've all heard about it, the early recruiting. You know, we are recruiting high school sophomores now. You know, we have quite a few of them in town this weekend. It starts so early. It's just the way that college athletics has went. I can't tell you that I like it at all, but it's the way it goes now, and we have to adapt and do our share. You know, the second area of this plan was our ability to connect with the former players, with the alumni, you know, the donors, with, you know, the fans, with you, you know, connecting our baseball program with the community. And Dirk mentioned the numbers. We're very fortunate that we've done that. You know, give you an example of Dirk talking about the 10 years that we've had here, and I'll specifically talk about our baseball program. In 2002, we had 27 donors to the Friends of Baseball program for a total of $13,000. At the end of 2011, we had 656 donors to Friends of Baseball for a total over $500,000. So we've obviously come a long ways, and we can't stop. We need to continue to move forward. The third area of this plan was, you know, we needed to create this excitement and this buzz around our baseball program in order to get fans to come out to that great stadium that we have and support our players. And as Dirk mentioned, you know, we have drawn the last 3 years over 110,000 fans. To put things in perspective, in 2002, we averaged 632 fans per game for a season total of 15,000. In 2011, we averaged 3,298 per game for a total of 125,000 fans. So that excitement has been created. But that excitement only happens if we win, right? You know, we all want to win, all right? You only build that, and the fans only want to come out if there's a winner on the field. Which brings me to my fourth area, and that's winning, okay? But also, too, winning only happens if you recruit the right players that are good students that are going to represent us the right way. If we're able to, winning only happens if we're able to connect with the former players and the donors and the fans and the graduates of the university. And winning only happens if you create that excitement. So it's all tied in together. And if you don't have one of those areas, it's going to be you're going to have a difficult challenge to create a high-level athletics program. And we're very, very fortunate that we've won a lot. We're going to continue to win because we're going to recruit the right kind of players that are going to play the game the right way. You know, this 2013 team is going to be very, very exciting. As I mentioned, we have 14 first years. We have 11 second years, so 25 of our 35 players that will be out there at practice today are first or second years. We have a lot of roles to fill. I'm not going to say that they're holes because we have very capable players to step in, but we have to replace our second baseman, our shortstop, our third baseman. A lot of our pitching needs to be replaced, and we certainly have capable players returning and some exciting young first years to do that. We have 8 first-year pitchers. It's a lot, okay? And the remainder of the class are obviously position players, and there's some great, exciting young players that have enrolled here, and we're certainly going to need quite a bit of contribution for them. Finally, and most importantly, okay, the part of this plan and this vision is, are we impacting the lives of our players? This is the most important thing. Winning's important. We love to go to the stadium with a great crowd and all those things. But are we really making a difference in their life? Okay? And this is where, if I'm sitting where you're sitting today, this is where it would give me the true satisfaction of a supporter of an athletic program that, you know, are these programs, are these coaches, are they impacting these kids' lives? Because the wins will come and go, okay? But what kind of lessons are we teaching these young people that will carry on with them for the rest of their life? Because very few of them will be Ryan Zimmerman and Mark Reynolds. Very few of them will be able to make this their livelihood for the rest of their life. Most of them will be teachers or businessmen or, you know, whatever profession they choose. Most of them will be fathers, okay? And you know, what lessons are they learning? So I'd like to share with you a story that I've shared with our ball club about 2 weeks ago. And that is a story about our team in 2011 and a specific incident that happened with that team with a specific player. And I'll take you to the super regional that we're playing right across the street, and we're playing Cal Irvine, and we're in game 3, all right? 2009, we had been to the College World Series for the first time ever. 2010, we had Oklahoma in this ballpark, won game 1 and then lost the next 2 games and didn't make a return trip. Believe me, I'm still sick about it like you are. Okay, so here we're in 2011. We're the #1 ranked team in the country, and we're in the same position again. Okay, we're in the super regional, we're in our own ballpark, we're in game 3, all on the line. You know, is Virginia gonna blow it again and not advance on, okay? So we're playing Cal Irvine, it's the 9th inning. I think all of you probably know how this ends, but what you don't know is what happened during that time. So it's the top of the 9th inning, Cal Irvine's, you know, on offense, and they get a leadoff runner on, and they bunt the runner over to second base. And our catcher, John Hicks, makes a excellent, aggressive play. The bunt's right out in front of home plate. He picks the ball up and tries to throw the lead runner out at second base. Great play. It's what he should have done. Chris Taylor, our shortstop, goes over to second base, try to catch the ball to get the lead out, and it just hits off the end of his glove and rolls into the outfield. Okay? Runner advances to third base. Now runners at first and third base with no outs. Not a situation that you want to be in, okay? With a tie ball game, 2-2 in the 9th inning, with everything on the line. They end out scoring a run. We fall down 3-2 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. And our team runs off the field, and Chris Taylor runs behind our dugout, and most of you wouldn't know this, but behind our dugout, there's like this holding area where no fans can see, all right? And sometimes a certain coach might go back there and let off some steam, okay? And every so often, there's a player that will go back there. Well, Chris Taylor immediately ran in the dugout and ran back to this area. You know, and I could see, you know, think about how he's feeling. You know, here, everything, every 6 a.m. conditioning session we've had, every weight we've lifted, okay, every ball we've hit, everything we've done all year has built up to this one moment. And he feels like he just let everybody down on his team because he didn't catch the baseball. So I go back there, you know, and you can see the disappointment on his face. You can see that he feels like he just lost the game for his team and a chance for his team to play on and potentially play for a national championship. So, you know, in his disappointment, I told him, hey, Chris, you got to deal with it, okay? It's not your fault. You did the best you could. Now get out there and cheer on your teammates, all right? And we got one more shot left. So we make 2 quick outs, and the base is loaded, and 2 outs, and wouldn't you know it, Chris Taylor steps to the plate. All right, and you all know the end. He gets a hit, we score 2 runs, and we win the game. But what is the lesson here? Okay, but what is the lesson that Chris Taylor is going to take with him for the rest of his life? It's the lesson of dealing with failure. You know, and we all deal with that throughout our entire life. Okay? He had to, in a matter of 5 minutes, deal with feeling like he let everybody in that ballpark down, to having to rise up and step up for his team and be ready for the next opportunity. You know, and there will be days in that young man's life where his children are sick or he loses his job, and he's going to be able to step back and reflect to that one moment when he thought that everything was lost, that he'd let everybody down, but he had to pick himself up by the bootstraps and be ready to perform, and there's always another opportunity. And what a great lesson. That's what we do, right? The wins are wins. Okay, the championships, we love them, okay? I love them as much as anybody. But isn't that really what the most important thing is that we do? Isn't that what, when you buy a ticket to a baseball game or a football game, or you make that annual gift, or you decide that you're going to make a gift to a facility enhancement, whatever it is, that's what you're doing, okay? We're going to win championships. We're going to win games and matches, but you are, somebody like Chris Taylor, you are providing him an unbelievable opportunity to learn the greatest lessons in life. And that's what it's about. And that's what they should learn as they matriculate through our programs here at the university.